The first time you lose everything, it doesn't come with a warning. The text from a lover ending it all. The moment your business partner betrays you. That split second when life reminds you that control is just an illusion. Most men respond exactly how they've been programmed to. Get angry, get drunk, get even. But there's a rare breed of men who face devastation differently. Marcus Aurelius lost his father at age 3, ruled an empire on the brink of collapse, and buried 8 of his children. Yet his private journals reveal a man of unshakable power, not because he felt no pain, but because he understood something that modern men have forgotten. The ancient Stoics possessed a secret code of masculine strength, not the manufactured toughness of motivational quotes or gym selfies, but raw, tested principles that transformed slaves into teachers and merchants into legends. These 10 unspoken Stoic lessons have been hidden in plain sight for centuries. They're not comfortable, they're not trendy, but for the man willing to grasp them, they offer something rare in today's world: the power to remain unbreakable. Lesson 1. Embrace the weight. Most men spend their lives avoiding difficulty, treating challenge like a disease to be cured rather than a medicine to be embraced. They take the easier job, the comfortable relationship, the safe path, and wonder why they feel weak, unfulfilled, trapped in mediocrity. The Stoics understood what modern psychology is only now confirming. Strength in every domain comes from progressive overload. Consider Epictetus, born a slave, crippled by his master's torture, yet he became Rome's most influential philosopher. His disability wasn't a limitation, it was the forge that tempered his mind. Marcus Aurelius faced plague that killed millions, betrayal from his closest generals, the death of 8 children, and constant war at the empire's borders. These weren't burdens, they were opportunities for growth. Modern men view stress as something to avoid. Anxiety medication prescriptions have tripled in the last decade, but your nervous system doesn't distinguish between good stress and bad stress. It only knows adaptation. Special Forces training uses this principle. Systematic exposure to increasing pressure creates unshakable operators. The same principle built every great man in history. Your capacity for carrying weight, emotional, mental, physical, is 10 times what you imagine, but you'll never discover this through comfort. Start volunteering for the hardest projects at work. Take on more responsibility when everyone else steps back. Have the conversations everyone else avoids. Parent more intensively. Train more seriously. Build something bigger than yourself. Lesson 2. Master the pause. Watch how most men live. A notification lights up their phone. They immediately check it. Their partner criticizes them. They instantly defend or attack. A market crashes. They panic sell. A client threatens to leave. They desperately react. They're puppets, dancing to strings pulled by the world around them. Their reactions are so automatic, they don't even recognize them as choices. The Stoics discovered what neuroscience now proves. Power lives in the microscopic space between stimulus and response. This gap, this pause, is where mastery lives. Viktor Frankl, surviving Nazi concentration camps, called it the last of human freedoms. The ability to choose one's response. Modern research shows that the prefrontal cortex can override the amygdala's fear response, but only if you've trained this pathway. When your partner tests you, pause. When your investment crashes, pause. When your employee challenges you, pause. This isn't meditation or mindfulness. It's strategic non-reaction. Every time you resist the urge to react, you strengthen your command center. The Navy SEALs use tactical breathing. 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds out, 4 seconds hold, to master this space. Start small. When your phone buzzes, wait 30 seconds before checking it. When someone criticizes you, take 3 deep breaths before responding. When you feel angry, set a 5-minute timer before taking any action. Track these moments. They're not lost time, they're gained power. Lesson 3. Hunt private victories. Social media has created a generation of men who've lost the ability to achieve in silence. They need to post their workouts, share their meals, document their journey, as if an accomplishment doesn't exist without witnesses. This external validation addiction is more dangerous than any drug because it masks itself as success. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations in private war camps, never intending them for publication. Cato practiced extreme poverty while being one of Rome's wealthiest men, not for show, but for inner strength. Modern billionaire founders like Sergey Brin and Charles Schwab built enormous wealth while actively avoiding the spotlight. They understand what most men have forgotten. Attention and achievement often work in inverse proportion. The science is clear. External validation triggers dopamine, creating a psychological dependency that weakens internal motivation. Studies show that people who announce their goals are less likely to achieve them. The satisfaction of social recognition provides a false sense of achievement, reducing the drive to actually accomplish the goal. Lesson 4. Weaponize obstacles. Modern men see obstacles as unfair impositions on their path. They complain about competition, resent challenges, and seek ways around difficulty. This victimhood mentality is psychological suicide. The Stoics understood what every great achiever in history has proven. Obstacles are not in your way, they are your way. That competitor trying to destroy you, they're showing you your blind spots, forcing innovation, making you stronger. That injury holding you back, it's teaching you new movement patterns, deeper understanding, greater patience. That client who won't pay, they're forcing you to build better systems, stronger contracts, clearer communication. Historical proof abounds. FedEx nearly failed until Fred Smith turned a fuel crisis into a hub-and-spoke innovation. Apple nearly bankrupt until Steve Jobs transformed their weakness into the iPod revolution. Nelson Mandela turned 27 years of imprisonment into unprecedented moral authority. Lesson 5. Befriend mortality. Modern society runs from death, hides it in hospitals, drowns it in euphemisms. This denial creates weak men who live small lives, paralyzed by the fear of what they refuse to face. The Stoics kept death as their closest advisor, not out of morbidity, but strategic brilliance. Memento mori, remember you must die, was their performance-enhancing drug. Steve Jobs used death awareness to make revolutionary decisions at Apple. Randy Pausch turned his terminal diagnosis into the last lecture that impacted millions. Special forces operators use mortality consciousness to eliminate fear in combat. The research is clear. Regular contemplation of death reduces anxiety and increases purposeful action. Lesson 6. Fortify your mental gates. Your mind is a fortress under constant siege. The average person consumes 174 newspapers worth of information daily, while social media algorithms exploit neurological vulnerabilities with military-grade precision. The result? Men with fragmented attention spans, weakened willpower, and colonized thinking patterns. The Stoics understood what neuroscience confirms. Mental diet determines mental strength. Epictetus taught that we must guard our mind's entrance more carefully than a military checkpoint. Modern research shows that attention is a finite resource. Every distraction literally depletes your brain's energy reserves. Lesson 7. Court discomfort. Modern convenience is creating historically unprecedented weakness. Food delivery apps, climate control everywhere, endless entertainment. we're becoming soft at a cellular level. The Stoics practiced voluntary hardship not as punishment, but as power training. Science now proves they were right. Hormetic stress strengthens every biological system. Seneca, worth the equivalent of $2 billion today, regularly slept on hard floors and ate basic food. Cato walked in harsh weather, wearing minimal clothing. Modern examples include the Iceman Wim Hof, who developed extraordinary capabilities through cold exposure, and David Goggins, who transformed himself through systematic hardship. Lesson 8. Master your sphere. Modern life scatters men's energy across countless uncontrollable domains. They rage about politics they can't influence, obsess over others' opinions they can't change, replay past events they can't alter, and anxiety over future scenarios they can't predict. This energy leakage creates chronic weakness. The Stoics divided life into two circles: what you can control and what you can't. This isn't philosophy, it's energy management. Modern psychology confirms focusing on uncontrollable factors increases anxiety and depression while reducing effective action. Lesson 9. Practice loss simulation. Fear of loss paralyzes most men. They become prisoners of their possessions, status, and relationships. This attachment makes them easy to manipulate and control. The Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, not out of pessimism, but to develop unshakable strength. Modern psychology validates this through exposure therapy and stress inoculation training. Special forces units use similar techniques to build psychological resilience. Research shows that mentally rehearsing worst-case scenarios reduces anxiety and improves performance under pressure. Lesson 10. Build your internal citadel. External success without internal fortitude is a house of cards. Modern men obsess over visible metrics: followers, likes, bank balance, body fat percentage, while neglecting their core. The Stoics built from the inside out, understanding that external achievements without internal strength create vulnerable men. These aren't philosophical concepts for academic debate. They're battle-tested protocols that have forged history's strongest men. Each principle builds upon the others, creating a systematic approach to developing unshakable strength. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.